Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. So this is our first YouTube video. Welcome, 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 everyone. If you are watching live, hello and welcome. And if you're watching the replay, hello and welcome. And thank you so much for watching the replay. My name is Mrs. May, and I am the creative mind behind CoGoMee Creative Home, formerly known as CoGoMee Creative Learning Studio. So the reason why I've switched things up is because life has switched up, right? For all of us really in 2020. But for me, I decided to homeschool. Now, my homeschooling decision came from a lot of different aspects. And as a matter of fact, I decided to homeschool 9.5 years ago. Now, I know you might be like, okay, if you decided to homeschool 9.5 years ago, well, why did you just start this year? And the main reason is because I was scared. I was scared out of my shorts. I had so many reasons, so many excuses. I was like, God, I cannot do this. And so, um, yeah, I mean, it was 9.5 years of constantly like going back and forth, back and forth. So when something would happen at the school or when it would be summer or break or something, I would go back and forth. And the church members, like people who I, um, trust and have kind of like leaned on them for wisdom throughout the years, they know, like close friends and also godly women in the church, they know like Willie Mae every year she comes to us and they have been so gracious to me. And they prayed me through uh, for quite a long time. So in March of 2020, this year, I decided to homeschool, but it is not for the reason that you may think. Um, I know that right now there's a lot of people who have decided to homeschool, and it's based on the pandemic. I look at the pandemic as something that kind of confirmed to me that homeschooling is what I should have done 9 years ago. Um, in March, we started all this remote e-learning type stuff, and it was not for us at all. Um, and let me just back up a little bit. In October of 2019, um, I just really felt like, okay, I have three kids in school right now, and I'm not liking the way things are going. So I started to write my prayers and make my, you know, requests known unto the Lord. Um, and I had some prayer partners that stood faithfully with me. Thank God for praying sisters. Um, and to encourage me, many people encouraged me. Let me say that they always cheered me on and said, you know, you can do it. Um, so I kind of left that prayer there, saved it on my computer, and really didn't think about it again until March. So in March, all the schools shut down. I think it was March 16th here in South Florida. And after those schools shut down, uh, there was like a week or a week and a half in between. And, the kids were just kind of chilling, relaxing because we didn't know what was going to happen. And so when we got the word that remote learning was going to happen, I'm thinking, okay, it's cool. It was not cool at all. Having three kids or remote learning and different teachers with different personality types was bananas. And for those of you who don't know, I have a seventh grader, a second grader, and a kindergartner. At the time, I'm sorry, at the time it was seventh grade, first grade, and pre-K. So now they're in eighth grade, uh, second grade, and kindergarten. But it was hectic. It really was. The work wasn't benefiting us. So I made a decision to go ahead, pray about it again and really, really ask the Lord, like, I need a now answer. Like, if you are a praying parent, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just need a now answer. You can't wait another second, another minute, another hour. You need to know right now what it is that God wants you to do. And so that's what I did. Again, I had sisters. That's the girls in the background. If you can hear them, sorry. Um, but I had people praying with me, praying for me, standing in the gap that God would confirm, like really, really speak. And He did. So I'm just, so very grateful and so very thankful. And immediately I jumped in to, you know, get started and doing my research and all that, which I will have in another video coming up for you guys real soon, explaining how I prepared for our homeschool transition and all the 411. I'm definitely going to be giving you guys. Um, so it has just been such a blessing. And yeah, um, I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys what I do with my children. I'm looking forward to sharing pretty much anything that the Lord places on my heart concerning homeschooling, concerning family, concerning, all the ins and outs of whatever it is. As you can see behind me, this is like my little homeschooling space. I have like this our art section where we keep our supplies, and then there's other things. So I'll go through each section, give you guys like a little tour, but those will be in upcoming videos. For right now, I really just wanted to come and introduce myself and explain what was my actual reason for beginning homeschool. It wasn't fully e-learning. Um, the main three reasons why I decided to homeschool was to, number one, have more time with my family. The hustle and the bustle of public schooling was bananas. Like I was exhausted. you know, it is hard to believe. It's hard for one person to be in three places at one time. So, excuse me, actually four teacher gifts, because my youngest daughter, she had four teachers. No, it was more than that. It was five, because my youngest had four teachers at different schools, and then my first grader at the time had one teacher. So I was pulled all over the place, literacy night, and I was a very active parent in the school system, and so I was running on empty. It's hard. Like it was crazy. Um, so that's one of the reasons. I'm gonna share this story with you. An example of what I mean by like having more uh free time. Or you know what? I guess these two things can go together, because freedom and family time kind of go hand in hand. So this is reason one and two. One night my husband and I, we took the girls to literacy night at my first graders' school. We went there. It started at 6:30. 6:30 is not a convenient time for our family to go out and do a 2-hour event. So we finished at 8:30. So we get back to the house and we have to wind down and do our, evening routine and blah, blah, blah. And it was just inconveniencing. So, we woke up the next morning, everybody's exhausted from the night before, and then we have to do it all over again. And there's more, um, what do you call it? There's more like examples that I could give throughout the years where like school events it was just the wrong time. It's crazy. Um, like I had the teacher asking for like 100-day um items the night before, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Did you not know that the 100 days was coming up? So it's just crazy. I like to keep things organized. I like to do things early because I have a lot to do and I have a lot that I have, you know, been entrusted with. So I don't like being told things at the last minute. Um, so yeah, that was another thing. So um, now that we homeschool, of course, everything kind of like flows. If we aren't well, guess what? We take that date off of school. It's very convenient. There's no PTA or anything like that. Meetings at all times of the day. Now, I will say I enjoy being a part of the PTA. I will say that I enjoy interacting with parents. I love all of that, but it just wasn't convenient for my life and for where God, was taking us. And now that all the girls are in school, play dates were non-existent. It took a lot to really get those things together because everybody's in school, and it's just not really. I didn't want to keep running that rat race. I'm sorry, like it just wasn't for me. Um, I wanted a slower pace. So that's reason number one, and two, more family time and freedom. And then the third reason is flexibility, which kind of really it's all one reason broken down into three parts because I need flexibility. I thrive on flexibility. Um, if if let's say one of my girls are behind, or not behind, because in homeschooling you can't get behind because it's like you're behind who. But let's say they need a little bit more time on a subject, and they're able to get that individual attention. They're able to get that individual teaching, and it's no problem. But when my kids were in the public school, testing, 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 they have to take BAS testing, um, whatever what is it, FSA or whatever, that testing, and the teachers teach to basically help them pass the test. So now, I get to do more individual things with them, which I have never, ever, ever, ever left my children's education in the hands of the public school system. I have never left my kids' education in the teacher's hands solely. It's never been like that for me. So I've always been a hands-on mom. I've always volunteered. I've always befriended teachers. I've always found my place when it comes to being involved and actively involved in their lives, serving on a PTA or whatever. I've always done that. So in a sense, I kind of feel like I was always a homeschool parent. Because when they would come home, I would piggyback off of those lessons and things like that. I would create different, activities and curriculums and things like so. I just never felt like I left it solely up to them anyway. So for me, I did make an informed decision. I did know, what I was getting into. I knew, the pros and the cons and all of that good stuff before I actually made the leap into homeschooling. But I can say so we are 4 months in, and I would not have it any other way. It has been such a blessing to our lives in more ways than one. I have saw my girls thrive, and so making the decision, having the flexibility, the freedom, and the extra family time that I desired has been well worth the change, even in the midst of a pandemic. So those are my three reasons for starting to homeschool and why I decided to homeschool. Let me know if you are a homeschooling newbie in the comments. What are your reasons for deciding to homeschool? When did you start homeschooling? How old are your kids? Whatever else you want to share with me in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to showing you guys what we have back here and telling you about the activities and things that we're doing, and just getting to know you guys and kind of bringing you guys into our creative home. So thank you guys for joining. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.